Hello and welcome to the WGL APAC. We're about to start our third day of the weekend. It's been a lot of fun so far. My name is Max Morogi from Foglia. Joining me on the desk today is Alex Go-Go Gadget, Blakey, and up first we got a pretty good game coming up. Darkwolves taking on Wargaming. Both these guys coming off a win yesterday, so I expect to see a lot of oomph in their punches tonight.
Should be good. Our first match up today. Of course, we did see some interesting matches yesterday as well. You know, a few little surprises there. And who knows, maybe even today we'll see a few more surprises coming up in today's matches.
Look, I really hope so, because yesterday was exciting. We saw pretty much the leaderboard could be anywhere right now. I would love to see how it all comes down to it after today's games and see where the final standings lie, because yesterday really shook things up and we had some big upsets, we had some crazy wins, and some games go all the way down to the wire. So I'm excited to see what today can bring us as well.
Yes, absolutely. And I mean, we think back to yesterday's matches, obviously, well, in fact, let's think a little bit forward to today's matches.
Yep.
And Wargaming Team Efficiency, I think that is going to be my match of the day today, Rogi. I mean, we've got like two of the teams who, when they last battled, broke WGL APAC history with Team Efficiency beating Gaming in a tiebreaker. So look, if TE can hold up to Gaming today, then I'm going to be amazed again, because I think Gaming have been playing a lot better. But Team Efficiency, I don't know, like if they can do that, then they will be hot contenders for first place this season.
No, I think you're right. And yesterday we saw Team Efficiency losing to Meltdown, which was a crazy upset as well. So who knows how things are going to go. Of course, after that we have Coalition Zoo versus Karen Tiger and Horseman taking on Meltdown. Meltdown hot on a win streak at the moment, despite recent events. Unfortunate for them, would be a little bit higher, but still, they're definitely looking like a stronger squad.
Yeah, look, Meltdown aren't looking bad. Particularly, like you said, after that change out, they lost their captain, of course, and had to replaced him with Valiant, and played for their first game yesterday.
Seems like things are going well, though, which you hate to see because of the unfortunate circumstances surrounding it, but great to see for Meltdown. I really think they're a team that can contend that top 4 position, which, frankly, it's about time, because it has been getting a little stagnant up top. In those top 4, we haven't seen too many teams kind of branch out until yesterday, of course. Darkwolves taking out Horsemen.
Yeah,
very big win for them.
Very strange WGL APAC this season, because, again, we're 5 weeks in, but it almost feels like we're still just kind of getting our footing with all of these teams. It still feels like the teams are, you know, learning strategies, putting new things into play, finding their core rosters that they're actually comfortable with. And we're already 5 weeks in.
Well, the team in question, Darkwolves, they're on a big streak at the moment, taking out Horsemen, a very fierce competitor. And this is their lineup on your screen. Revolution Bakong did a number last night on the artillery. Caviar as well doing work. Hope to see Lambert as well putting up those high numbers.
Yes, Lambert, I mean, look to see him. He made a few big plays yesterday, but yeah, Bakong, really good arty player on the Darkwolves side. I think in this match I'll definitely be looking to get him in that M40, M43, maybe even the FE207 or the Lorraine if he's feeling like it. I think as well as that, Yui made some big plays yesterday as well. So overall, some pretty good tankers over on the Darkwolves lineup.
But another team coming off a big win yesterday. You've got to look over at B Gaming and how do they stack up against the Darkwolves. We've finally seen Til back on those tier 8s consistently to be the main focus on that. So could B Gaming have finally gotten back into their groove here?
Well, that's a good question. I mean, I think B Gaming yesterday, Yusha Power, he really did give it a good crack of carrying the game. You know, like without Yusha Power, I feel as though B Gaming probably wouldn't have even won their match yesterday. So Yusha definitely have to look out for him. The rest of them, you know, Til Matil, it's good to see him back on those tier 8s. I still think he might be a little bit rusty, but our featured matchup here is going to be Caviar and Shino Zakat, both very consistent players for their relative teams. You know, these aren't the players who will be, you know, on the top of the scoreboard too often, but they also won't be on the bottom of the scoreboard. They'll generally be sitting in the middle there. They're reliable players that you can, you know, lean on to deal that deal that damage, getting the heavy tanks, getting the bat chats, whatever they want to.
No, and I think every team needs these consistent players to be that that
Absolutely.
solidified rock in the squad that you can always rely on, always depend upon. Because we've seen teams when the greats aren't playing, they just crumble under the pressure. That's when the consistent players need to step up and bring that level of play that the team expects and needs of them.
Yeah, that's right. And look, we can see Kian Power there with 1600 average damage dealt. Caviar about 1528 or so. Average accuracy is roughly the same for both of them. Shinozaka does seem to penetrate more shots, but damage blocked by armor roughly the same. So these are, this is a good matchup to see that, these two guys, we'll definitely expect them in this battle today to go fairly even with one another because they just are those two rocks on either team.
Yeah, really looking forward to seeing if B Gaming can also, after a few good wins on their part, get themselves higher up on those leaderboards, because we know B Gaming, a team in the past that could contest with the top of them, and it really looks like maybe finally about time we're seeing that B Gaming of old come back and show up.
Maybe. I mean, look, obviously for those that don't know, B Gaming Season 1, they made it to our season finals, and not only did they make it to the season finals, but they also came second, effectively. They ended up going up against EL Gaming and, well, not winning, obviously, but they were the second place last season. They were the ones that headed to the Challengers Rumble in New York over the, Christmas break. And since then, at the start of this season, they've really struggled a bit. It hasn't looked like the same team, but I feel as though the B Gaming that we saw yesterday and the B Gaming that's starting to come out, they're really strong.
Yeah, we're definitely seeing reminiscence of that old roster well, not the old roster, but the old play style that had them net so many successful battles.
Yeah, absolutely. But let's take a look at our map stats now. Map picks, rather. Cliff and Steps going to be vetoed out there for Darkwolves and B Gaming. First off, Cliff, it's always Darkwolves' first veto. They never, ever play on it. Steps, look, I mean, B Gaming have never really been too confident on Steps. It's not a great map for them, only a 25% win rate. Muravanka and Mines, first couple of picks. Look, Darkwolves, they fancy themselves on Muravanka, even though they don't actually have a very good win rate on it. They've only won, I think, one round on it the entire season. Maybe two or three after yesterday. But Mines, B Gaming, their favourite map. They're excellent on it. Prokhorovka, Himmelsdorf bands, not too bad there from B Gaming. I don't really feel like they're a team that likes Prokhorovka. They prefer those more heavy tanks. Those city kind of close quarters brawly maps, and that's why they picked Ghost Town. That's exactly what that one is. Darkwolves need to get up on Ruinberg. I really feel as though Darkwolves could have gone for the Ruinberg a little bit earlier in the pool.
True. Because that's one of those things, if you're relying on your last pick map to be the one where you kind of push yourself over to the win, that's a long way away.
Yeah, exactly.
Once again, those maps first up, we got Muravanka, Mines, then Ghost Town and Ruinberg, and lo and behold, Ghost Town again for the tiebreaker. So any team that do favor those cityscape maps with the heavy tanks and autoloaders can reign supreme. They're going to have a second shot at taking out the win if they make it this far.
Yeah, interesting that we got Ghost Town the tiebreaker as well, because that'll come into play in our next, well, potentially come into play in our next matches today. But look, I think Muravanka, we're probably going to see a 1-1. Mines 2-0 for B Gaming. Ghost Town, I mean, I would like to say 2-0 for B Gaming, but Darkwolves aren't bad at Ghost Town, so that might even be a 1-1.
Yeah.
Ruinberg, I favour B Gaming, but again, only slightly. So we could see a pretty close match in our hands. Right here, I'm thinking Max, and because of that, that is why I have put down my prediction for the Darkwolves.
Yeah, you're going for the Darkwolves this time around. And look, if we hadn't seen them play that well last night, I'd have been hard-pressed to disagree with you. Well, I would have disagreed with you straight up. And I have. I've gone with B Gaming. 5-2 and Jordan, of course, B Gaming 5-3, giving a little bit more props to the Darkwolves than I think they're due just yet. But of course, they come off a big win yesterday. They can carry some of that momentum with them coming into today's games. But I don't know if it's going to be enough. On the side of Darkwolves, I think B Gaming are a little bit too strong for them. I think B Gaming, they're back on form.
Yeah.
They're playing they're playing the tanks that they're good at and that their style fits. I think they should have
exactly. Look, originally I did predict that 5-3, but here, after seeing those maps, I've got to go 5-1. You know, I was thinking coming into the weekend that, you know, B Gaming, kind of a little bit like budget Karen Tiger in some ways, but they've really stepped it up yesterday, and they are looking better. So giving them the 5-1, wouldn't be surprised to see it go a little bit closer than that. Maybe if Darkwolves can pull out a little bit of a better result on Ghost Town up against B Gaming here, and then we could see a 5-2, 5-3, but I do think B Gaming have it.
Yeah, I really do. I can't see a way that Darkwolves can take this one out without, unless they get a really good streak going on. And I know we're kind of hopping on about yesterday's games, but that's really where Darkwolves looked their best. They haven't looked that crash hot in a while, so it's about time that they're coming off this win. Sure, it was against Coalition Zoo, still a win nonetheless. It looked pretty clean. But B Gaming taking out Horseman, that's such a huge feat. That's such a big victory for this squad, finally taking a notch out of those top 4 teams. And I think that that's kind of setting the standard of what B Gaming will be seeing tonight.
Yeah, and the other good news for B Gaming is as well that, like, if they can start winning these games, they actually do have a chance to really come back on the ladder, because Meltdown have obviously been having having
bit of a
all
fiasco.
of their all of their points docked from them for last week due to that count sharing issue, and well, that's essentially going to mean that B Gaming now has a chance to get ahead of them on the ladder, whereas before, Meltdown with all of those wins from last week that they got, really were a little bit too far in front. So now that the ladder's a lot closer, these are points that B Gaming really needs to get if they want to be up in that top 4 by the end of the season.
I think you're right, and especially due to recent events, this is the best opportunity they have to make a break out of the bottom 4 and finally get themselves up there. And I think finishing off the weekend with a win would be exactly what this squad needs. And let's be realistic, it's not a tough opposition that stands in their way right now. If I was B Gaming coming into this game, I'd be pretty happy with going up against Darkwolves. So I think that, again, I think they've got this.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll have to wait and see. But as well as this match, guys, remember we've got a lot of other fun stuff going on in today's broadcast. It is Sunday, so that does mean that we've got some quests for everyone to participate in. The WGL APAC Pro Tanker Quest and the eSports Fan. Make sure you use the hashtag WGL APAC if you want to get involved with the conversation as well. But Max, well, for anyone that's watching on live.wgleg.net, you do have the chance to win 200 gold, 1-day premium, 3 100% XP boosts. Lots of good stuff up for grabs.
Yeah, pretty much just for tuning in and supporting the broadcast. You'd be hard pressed to find a reason not to jump in and have some fun. It really is. But look, jumping into our first map here, not sure how Darkwolves are going to go about approaching this. Have to wait for the tank lineups to come out before we can really devise a game plan for either of these squads.
And on Muravanka, we definitely be expecting maybe 1 or 2 heavy tanks, particularly on the defense. Might be seeing a Kranvag and even an Emil. Some of these teams do like to pick. T1 10E5. Apart from that, Batchats. Let's see. There we go. So we've got Batchats, a Kranvag, a T1 10E5. Didn't call the TVP, but not surprised to see that from the B Gaming guys on the defense. Also going to be going with the AMX 1390, and we do see the AMX on Muravanka just because you can put it in so many bushes, and it does have kind of one of the highest camo values of all of those tier 8 lights.
Yeah, we've seen many games, many attack plans get pretty much foiled by a well-placed AMX 1390.
Absolutely. So I like that pick. The Darkwolves on the other side going to be going with the TVP Kranvag, and the only real change or interesting thing of the lineup in my eyes is that Object 432 as their other tier 9, apart from the tier 9 Batchat. It's an interesting tank, tier 9 Soviet medium. It has got a bit of a bouncy turret. It has got quite a nice gun, not an auto loader, but high DPM, high penetration. So if that object stays on the field for a fairly long time, then it's going to mean a lot of damage for the Darkwolves.
Jumping into the game, Darkwolves taking on B Gaming. B Gaming, they need a big win here to help accelerate their progress forward.
They do.
Cracking that top 4 position, but Darkwolves coming off a good win yesterday. They're not in a position to slow down just yet, and already we might see Shinozaka and Batcong trading blows. No, Shinozaka just getting a good scout out. Huge shot into Revolution to start things off, and another one to boot.
Yeah, well, Revolution making a bit of a mistake there. I don't think he should have got caught out, but good spotting from Shinozaka that allowed that to happen. And Revolution actually might even drop first off. Who's getting these shots? It's Taki, actually. Perfect positioning from Taki. And look at this. Taki's not spotted. That has just been a free clip. Oh, now he's finally spotted.
Yeah, they're going to get some return damage. He needs to make himself scarce and get out of there just in time. But the damage is already dealt. Darkwolves, they lose one of their Batchats off the field within the first minute, Alex.
Ooh, not a great start there for the Darkwolves. And honestly, at the end of the day, once you get spotted, you need to make your way out of the firing line. And Revolution, well, didn't look like he did. He just hung around for a little bit too long, or maybe chose the wrong direction to escape. Paid the price, but good spotting from B Gaming, good spotting from Shinozaka, from Taki in those bat chats. It's going to net them their first kill and make things a lot easier here on the defense.
We'll have to see how Darkwolves can kind of come back from this, regroup, reevaluate their position. They are down a tank, they got some damage into Taki, but Gomli took a fair chunk as well. So, not really sure how they're going to go about progressing forwards in this one. That's going to have to be the question on Darkwolves' mind at the moment.
Yeah, look, at the moment, the Darkwolves, I mean, they could just push in towards the one flag and do like a standard push. Like, the issue is they don't actually have that tier 8 light tank that they can use to semi, like, not suicide scout, but it's a lot more disposable as a scout than the Object 432 or that Batchat AP that they have, you know. So they don't really have that option of getting those super easy or cheap scouts, if you will, with that tier 8. Speaking of scouts,
Muller's in a great spot right now, and you can see why. He's got the best average spotting statistics. Just one of those clutch players, gets in to the good positions, knows not to go for the standard ones where an artillery could be raining down the fire. We saw Batkong doing a great job of catching out the unsuspecting scouts yesterday. Not going to happen to Muller because A, Batkong's not an artillery, and 2, he's not going to go into those standard spots.
That's right, yeah, Muller there in the AMX 1390. He's probably just going to be sitting there for a large duration of this game, as it looks like the Darkwolves not too keen on the one flag now, maybe making a move now towards 2 flag through the Magic Forest. Of course, the Magic Forest here is one that Spitz is driving through, Spitz and Batkong, and we call it the Magic Forest, Max, of course, because it offers such high camo values that you can hide a whole team of tanks in that forest and
here I was thinking it grants wishes.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
nice.
Learn something new every day. Darkwolves, the time is against them right now. They're burning daylight at the moment. 4 minutes off the clock in B Gaming. No reason to pretty much make any play right now. They're on the defense. They're a tank up. Just make sure they're covering all their assets at the moment. Darkwolves are going to have to try and find an avenue of play here, and it's not looking good. It really isn't.
Yeah, I mean, look, if they catch out a member of B Gaming, then you know we could see something happen. It's not going to be easy for them, but all it takes is one mistake. And look, the Darkwolves, they have all of those Batchats still up. You know,
that's true.
So they have a lot of damage on the field. If one member of B Gaming just pokes out a little bit too far, gets spotted, gets tracked.
Oh, Spitz has been spotted though, and he's going to start taking some pain. To roll back. Caviar under duress as well. Shinozaka's going to be clipping him out any second now. Gets tracked. Still moving though. Oh, tracked again. I think he's going to go down from that one. Yep. Poor Caviar.
Poor Mr. Caviar. That is not great. So the slim chances the Darkwolves just had are now starting to fall down even further.
Evaporating into miss.
Yep. That's the ticket. As see Otori here in this Kranwagen. Again, it's not really going to be too possible for the Darkwolves to push on towards this 2 flag, which is obviously where they're gunning for. Just because we've got this AMX 1390 here, Muller, he's doing what he's best at and spotting these tanks as they kind of poke out from the Magic Forest.
He's going to spot that entire platoon the second that they decide to make their move. And I feel like Darkwolves, having caught Caviar in that rotate, know exactly where the threat will be coming from. Oh, and Spitz, he's already under fire here. Getting lower and lower.
Yeah, I mean, the Darkwolves going in 1 by 1 is not going to work either. So I'm not entirely sure what they're thinking of. They have actually put Lambert in on that cap, and that's actually a little bit of good news for the Darkwolves. He's not spotted, so now B Gaming are just going to have to blind fire or maybe send that AMX 1390 a little bit further up to get that spot. But look, at least now the Darkwolves have a little bit of pressure.
Whiz right past the camera there. Gotta be careful, that was close.
I don't envy being Lambert right now. Sitting on a cap waiting for a shell to go right through you.
That's kind of the position the Darkwolves have found themselves in. Desperation. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Still, minute 20 left on the timer. Sorry, the cap timer, to be more specific. 3.5 in the game. Darkwolves really need to force B Gaming's hand and get a few picks here, but I just don't think they have enough tanks on the field to make a pay, especially when Lambert gets reset. Oh, another huge shot. One more, he should go down.
Yep, just like that. Got spotted, 1600 damage goes into him, and he's one shot from death.
Yeah.
Again, and I don't know how Gomley in the Kranwagen there is even taking damage. He shouldn't be in a position where anything vulnerable is kind of facing the enemies. He's all the way back here in the Magic Forest. It should just be his turret that's poking over anywhere. But, you know, B Gaming, find a way to punish him as well.
Yeah, Muller's making his move up just to ensure that the same shenanigans can't happen again, and he'll be spotting anyone who decides to go onto that 2 flag anytime soon. Darkwolves seems like this game is pretty much done and dusted for them right now. B Gaming in a great position to defend any potential players coming through.
Yeah, I can't see any way that the Darkwolves are going to be winning this one. Really, B Gaming, you know, they've got almost all of their tanks on full HP right now. The Darkwolves, they're down 2 bat chats. The Kranwagen's on half HP. Lambert is 1 shot from death. Spitz in the TVP is not looking too healthy. And the only tanks that they do have on full hit points are an Object 432 and a bat chat AP. So they're tier 9s, which have the least impact out of anyone on their side. So really, look, B Gaming made some very, very good moves early on, spotting out Caviar, getting that kill onto Caviar. I think
in that position, getting unspotted, being able to clip out Revolution with a little bit of aid was a turning point for this game very early on, and Darkwolves just kind of bleeding out a slow death at the moment. With minute 30 left on the clock, they've managed to chew up 9 minutes here as Lambert finally falls. Doesn't look like the rest of Darkwolves want to make a play just yet. Might just be waiting for the timer to be their impending doom, as the 4 versus 7, 6 of those 7 in full HP, full loaded tanks.
Yeah, so right now, it's definitely not looking good for the Darkwolves. They might be trying some last ditch attempt at...
I think the suicide call has been made.
Yeah. Just unfortunate there for the Darkwolves as to why they waited that long to do it as well, because, like, I mean, there's actually no reason that they couldn't have just done that 2 minutes ago, because B Gaming were obviously not going to push into them.
Yeah, you got to cling on to what hope you have here, Alex, and the hope that Darkwolves had was very slim, and it was there's one avenue of play that they win the game, and it's if B Gaming completely mess up and go in 1 by 1. So they have to cling on to that hope. But of course, we all know it's not going to happen. They all know it's not going to happen, but maybe being a little bit delusional here. B Gaming don't even drop a single tank. A perfect round to start the series off. And don't know how your prediction's looking right now, Alex, after that performance.
Well, remember I changed my prediction.
Ah, it does. You can't.
B Gaming.
It's written on paper. The contract has been signed.
Look, I don't see my signature down there, Max.
It says right there. It says Alex predicts Darkwolves 5.
We saw the graphic 3. 5-1. I'm definitely.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that one. I don't think anyone else has had the luxury of backflipping on their predictions just yet. And well, if you win, you get half points for that one, Alex.
Half points.
It's like when you mulligan in a card game. You can't go. You don't get the same benefits.
Really?
Yeah, you have to put 1 card back, or at least in Magic anyway.
Okay, I don't know what you're talking about right now,
right.
So yeah, we'll move on. But anyways, look, great game there from B Gaming.
Really
good early spot. Kill onto Revolution, 1 bad chat down. From that moment on, you could see that the Darkwolves were way too tentative to do anything. You know, they didn't try and make any plays happen. They couldn't get many spots because they didn't have a disposable tier 8 to get those spots after Evolution got taken down. And B Gaming, they just played it well. They sat in their defensive positions. They had no reason to move out. They had the T125. They had the Kranwagen that would just hold down on the hill right there. The Bat Chats with some damage to back them up. There was no way that Darkwolves could either spam it or get the spots that they needed, or there was nothing that the Darkwolves could do. So overall,
it was
very well played.
It was a perfect game out of B Gaming. That's why they didn't drop a tank here, and you can see Happiness and Tacky in a perfect position to just completely punish Revolution for it wasn't even that far up. They just didn't get the correct scouting down. Like you mentioned, Backhong in the 25 AP just wasn't in good enough position to help him out.
Yeah, very rough there for the Darkwolves, I guess, but Lambert went down there as well next, and it was just one by one after that, because even after they'd lost Revolution, you know, there was a chance. There was a chance for the Darkwolves to come back into it, but...
Oh, that was a close to the Magic 7 that we've ever seen.
Very close.
Yeah.
Almost a perfect game if Happiness had just got a little bit more, and I think, who else? Well, Muller, obviously.
Yeah, that's a tall order.
It was basically a sentry tower.
Yeah, he was essentially just that. Sitting there, getting the spots out, but did his job. Was able to catch, I think it was Caviar, in the rotate over with the spot, and he just got double tracked on the spot. Couldn't even get barely any distance covered from that one. And we looked at Caviar in the head-to-head as one of these consistent players that Darkwolves need if they want to have a shot at winning this.
And I think it was just desperation that that led Darkwolves to sending Caviar on towards that cap and eventually getting spotted out. But look, you see Shampower up the top there with 2.3k damage. Can't be too disappointed with that one. And, I mean, I suppose Gomley with over 1,000, at least he did something for the Darkwolves, because no one else on the Darkwolves did anything. And when you see 3 members with 0 damage, 2 of them being tier 10 Bat Chats, that's not really...
Well, Revolution has an excuse. He got destroyed immediately. But
I don't even think that is an excuse, because Revolution, like, if we remember, he didn't even get blown up 100 to 0. He got
you're right.
shot,
Yeah, he got like...
then shot, then shot, then shot, and he just wasn't getting out of the way. And then shot.
I don't know, we didn't catch the full thing in the fight. Maybe some tracking action was going on. Who knows? Maybe he was just late on the pedals. Maybe he doesn't drive a manual. Couldn't put it in reverse instantly. So, who knows? Poor stuff out of Darkwolves to start this series off. They really need to go in with a vengeance coming into the second half of Mura if they want a chance at winning this. Because that's just not going to fly anymore. They can't come into these games and just give it half effort. Just kind of waddle around for 9 minutes of the game with no plan in mind and just kind of chew up everyone's time here, because that's not how they're going to take out big gaming. They need to be proactive on the map. They need to be making the picks. They need to be setting themselves up into these positions that fantasy becomes a reality.
Yeah. Well, right now, B Gaming definitely looking quite strong, and it looks like to me that they are going to be continuing on their strength that they displayed yesterday in yesterday's match. So, look, will Darkwolves be able to take out the second half on Muravanka? I think it is easier to play on the defense. Yeah. But with that considered, B Gaming just looked to be that step ahead of the Darkwolves at the moment.
Yeah, I really think that's true. I think B Gaming are on the come up, and I don't think Darkwolves is the team to shoot that streak down at the moment. After taking out Horseman last night, a huge win for B Gaming. I really don't see any feasible way that Darkwolves can win this game. We'll have to see what tanks they'll be rolling out with on the second half of Mura, picking themselves up the mouse.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting. Darkwolves going with the mouse. I actually almost like that on the defense. It's very
what does it offer them?
Yeah. Look, 3,000 HP is basically what it offers, and a lot of armor. So that if B Gaming do decide to do a fast push on towards that 2 flag, I do believe, then the Darkwolves can just sit all of their heavy tanks there. The Mouse, Kranwagen, T110E5 at the front, and it is going to take those Darkwolves autoloaders so long to get through them.
We saw a similar strategy last night, but it was on the attacking side of Muro, where I can't remember if it was the E100 or the Mouse or which teams played it, but he was able to get right into the thick of the fight, and everyone just ignored him and killed the rest of the tanks. So I don't know if that could be something similar this time around.
It'll be interesting to see how B Gaming play this. If they can manage to get some free shots on the mouse while he's maybe getting into position, then that's going to be good. Obviously, the danger with the mouse is that it is so slow and it is so big, and often the drivers get a little bit aggressive themselves that you can catch it out while it's moving and pump free shots into it.
Well, B Gaming, as they're setting up for their attack, let's jump on board with their communications and listen in to what they're planning.
Okay. がいない。マースどうなのかな。
南のクリアはバットでってことだったから、とりあえず。1でいいかな、これ。大丈夫？
そこの
南クリアに見られるよ。バット
上だと、ここじゃない？ブラインドしてほしいんだけど。
バットそこでバレて、だったら4302こっち、南出してみるよ。
おい、ちょっとクランバグの安全取りたいから、こっちは外せないんだよね、まだ。
うん。
でもここで一回確認してほしいんだけど、見られない方がいい、これ。
バットエピこっちでいいんじゃない？
やっていい、やっていい。
そんな走んなくていいでしょ。
じゃあ、ハポニスクやっていい？
やっていい。
を前に進めない方がいいよ、あんまり。
あ、進めないで。
ああ、
バレた。
どこら辺かわかる？
H ラインじゃない。ここじゃない。
まだバレてない。
じゃない。
バレてない。
バレてない。
南チラ出ししたけどバレない。
南から側から出してもバレない。
4302だからわかんない。
場所変えたんじゃない？
As we can see, similar to how Darkwolves played the attack, B Gaming not really sure where they want to go. If you can see on the minimap, they have their forces completely spread thin across the map.
It's interesting from B Gaming. They're not committing to anything just yet, but I like what they're doing. They are spread thin, but they're getting a lot of map vision. They haven't actually got too many spots from the Darkwolves just yet, but they do have a general idea that the Darkwolves have set up in a very standard defensive positions. That's why Muller hasn't really spotted anyone out so far. That's why Shinozak and Colin, well, actually Shinozak has just spotted out Gomley in that T110E5. That'll be an interesting fight if we see that happen. To kind of hold down tanks going at each other. But yeah, look, I'm leaning towards thinking that this is probably going to be a bit of a coordinated pincer movement from B Gaming, judging from where Happiness, Otori and the other two are down there near the Magic Forest. Perhaps with Colin, Shinozaka and Muller moving in at the same time from the top.
Curious to what they're waiting on. Maybe they want to get an early peak of damage, just even a spot, before they just run in blind. See Otori moving up with Taki and Yusashan Power.
Yeah, Otori there.
Gomley's been spotted.
Gomley has been spotted again. Don't think that's going to be a big issue there for the Darkwolves, but Otori, this is it. So it's looking like B Gaming are wanting to make something happen by sitting Otori up here. Oh, yep, there we go. There's the mouse spotted out. And it would be ideal if the guys from B Gaming could get some damage into him.
They find Spitz as well on the bat shot. He cops a shot. Gonna have to move back just in case. Otori has been spotted out as well. Might be seeing things unfolding soon. Shots going through. Colin not taking too much damage in the IS-4 just yet.
Not a great deal, but look, we've got Darkwolves still set up in a pretty good position. The HP obviously favours the Darkwolves because they do have that mouse and those extra heavies on their side. Taking a look at Muller as well. Muller's gun is damaged, which isn't ideal in that Batchat AP, so just going to make it a little bit harder for him to connect those shots.
Yusashan Power just reloading his TVP here, making sure he's got a full clip. Taki as well on the reload. They've got their sight set on the mouse. I wonder if he'll start unloading. Get a little bit of chip damage. Shot onto Batkong. Another one.
Oh yeah, it's a few shots on towards Batkong. Maybe too many. Batkong is pushed quite far
here. Happiness needs one more. Doesn't find it though.
I think he's behind a house right now, so he might have just ducked back behind cover. But this is good for B Gaming, slowly kind of whittling down some of those big members. Oh, Tacky needs to be careful. Makes it though. Not sure if worth.
No, right now, Batcong, Tacky, the two main offenders on the field right now, going to be under the microscope by either team focusing out. If they ever get it.
Yeah, and we can see what Tacky's doing there. He's just blind firing, so he wants to find Batcong. He knows that Batcong is somewhere very, very close. Doesn't know where.
No, Batcong in a great position right now to stay safe. Not much more else he can hope for at the moment. Maybe able to clip out Tacky if Tacky runs out of bullets.
Oh, so close. Look how close that last shell was to Batcong there. Oh.
Mind games right now.
Yep. 100%.
You can see, B Gaming, they've repositioned the rest of their forces towards the Magic Forest. This is one of the first times we've actually seen a full committal of troops to the Magic Forest. Usually it's just that complete cluster up at the one flag.
Yeah, we don't see too many two flag pushes here in WGL APAC.
Very
Teams just-
slow push.
Yeah, the teams just don't really seem to be too comfortable with getting out in the open, and there's no real way to get cap pressure down when there's no cover on the flag, so anyone on that one flag hill can just shoot you. Oh.
This is a reason. It's such a dangerous position to attack because you're constantly just under fire from the height vantage points that the defending team have accrued because you haven't contested them.
Yeah, and Happiness here. Oh. Actually, still not spotting out Batcong. Batcong is seriously. How is he not taking another shot? Look at all of those traces. Oh, there we go.
There we go. Tacky finally lands the shot. That's going to be the first tank of the game falling for Darkwolves.
Yeah. Okay. So that's good. Now, with that tank down, I think B Gaming, they're probably just going to want to get those reloads happening and then make the push in because they need to. They only have 2 minutes left on the clock. They've sat one tank out in the cap, but I'm not really thinking that we're going to be getting a cap victory here because there is only 2 minutes left. So really, I think B Gaming's biggest enemy right now, it's not Darkwolves, it's time.
Yeah. Time playing a big factor in both of these games with Moravanka so far. Both teams going for a very similar strategy right now. Lambert rolling out in the mouse, but he's going to start taking a little bit of pain, but that's his job to get the auto-loaders to try and clip him out so the rest of the Darkwolves can get into position, but it doesn't work if Lambert goes down and the rest of the Darkwolves aren't moving.
Yeah, and look at that. Gomley even taking some shots in that T110E5. So the Darkwolves are just giving up free damage right here. No reason for
it was
them to
looking
do so.
so good for them. They just needed to move out with the mouse so that so while that one's getting destroyed, the rest of the forces can do something about it. It's going to be 3 tanks on the hill, 10 seconds left on the cap. They are going to get a minimal reset.
Yeah, but look, they're blocking Otori. They're blocking Otori. He's still on the cap.
I think we may be donezo for this one. I think Darkwolves really let their lead slide away here, and the body block coming out of B Gaming should be enough. Muller finds a kill onto Revolution. That's going to be a heal, a reset
so
comes
close.
through, but I don't know how much longer he's got. Muller just going to get defending anyone. That's going to be a heal victory coming through for B Gaming Darkwolves. It really looked like they had that one. Time was low. All they had to do was go in with the mouse, help him out, shoot, find where those shots are coming from.
Yeah, they just need to get those spots for the mouse. And I don't really understand why the mouse pushed out first there because it's a mouse. It doesn't have the greatest view range. You're not going to be able to spot those tiny little bat chats that are sitting all the way at the back of the cap. You know, it should have been an actual coordinated push from the Darkwolves.
Yeah, that's...
what we're seeing from them here is it's kind of like old Darkwolves where they're really afraid to go in, you know.
I think afraid was the word for that one. They really didn't know what the game plan was or how to mount a solid defense. They had so much time to work with, so much time to devise a plan. And in the end, that plan was send the mouse out by itself to die and then go in one-on-one and crash and burn.
Pretty much. Not good. Not a good plan.
Not a good
folks,
start to the
if you're
game.
watching this at home, that's not how you play Muravanka defense from the Darkwolves. So
Poor stuff.
maybe take a few notes from B Gaming because they did it quite well. But yeah, for a 2-flag push to work in APAC, that's very
That's
rare.
unheard of.
Yeah.
And look, see the damage. Spitz and Revolution putting up the damage in their bat shots there. They were able to not clip out, but do a lot of damage over onto B Gaming. But it was just a poor counter-attack that led to their demise.
Wasn't great, and we do not see the mouse anywhere up there. We do not see the Kranvagen anywhere up there, and they're really the the hold down tanks which should have been getting a little bit more damage than what they did. Obviously, used to Power though 1500 in his TVP.
Yep.
Typically expect to see him a little bit higher on the B Gaming lineup, but I actually think that's more of a good thing for B Gaming when Yusishan doesn't have to carry them. Look at that. Mouse, not even 1000. T125, one shot off. That's a mixture of bad there from both Gomley and his team for not getting, proper spots for him to shoot. But still 7 shots fired, only 1 connected. Really not ideal.
Yeah, just poor play coming out of the side of Darkwolves. To start off this series, Muravanka, definitely not their strong suit.
No, definitely not.
Even though they like to think it is. It seems to be one of the most played maps here, and 20% on attack, 0% on defense.
Yeah.
We can see why.
Exactly. When I saw that picked there, I was like, well, why did Darkwolves pick it? Why? Why?
Who knows?
I don't know. Anyways, guys, look, if you know, let us know because we are completely clueless, I think.
Yeah, and well, next up we got Mines coming through, so hopefully this will be... But again, it wasn't their pick, it's B Gaming's pick.
2 over B Gaming.
Yeah, it's a rough.
100%. Yep. No, B Gaming will... The B Gaming that is playing today has no chance to go anything but 2-0 on Mines right now. So, I think the question for Darkwolves might be, maybe do they try something new on Mines? We might be seeing an artillery piece from them.
Sure.
Which isn't really new. We might be seeing an S-tank potentially if they really want to change it up. Maybe a few Moisen, as Jordan says.
As Jordan loves to remind us time and time again. But yeah, going into Mines here, it's really not looking too good for Darkwolves. Darkwolves, yeah. They are Muravanka picking that one, then really just kind of spending 10 minutes on either side doing nothing. Coming to Mines, that crap's not going to fly. They need to be proactive. They need to start making the plays. They need to go for the picks and then punish B Gaming should they ever overstay their welcome or overextend their positioning. And I just don't see Darkwolves playing to that style right now, so I can't feasibly see Mines working out for them in that way.
Yeah. No, it's not going to work out for Darkwolves here. I almost guarantee it. But who knows? Miracles happen, and it is WGL APAC.
It's been a crazy weekend, Alex, and crazier things have happened so far. So I wouldn't count them B Gaming out of the woods just yet. They still have a while to go.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we've seen so many random upsets and inexplicable wins and inexplicable losses even so far in WGL APAC that particularly this season that it could happen.
I really hope that it's not going to be just a complete 5-0 slaughter because I really like Dark. Sorry, I feel like I'm about to sneeze here. Sorry about that, guys. I'll try to contain that. But I really like Darkwolves, and I think they're a little bit better than 7th. Yeah. But after recent events, maybe not.
Maybe not.
The top 6 now, it's looking like the top 4 has kind of gone. It's added a few more slots to it, and the top 6 are really looking competitive now.
Yeah. It is a case of anyone can win, Like we've seen Karen Tiger lose out to Darkwolves before. B Gaming, they've put some good wins on the board. Yeah. So really, anything could happen.
No, and I think you're right. I'm really hoping that coming into Mines here, we do see Darkwolves give us something else because that performance on Muravanka was just sloppy, just straight sloppy. There's no other way of putting it. So Mines, we saw yesterday a few teams really trying to go for these fast lighthouse pushes, going down the coastal side of the map and kind of just running 4 bat shots into a firing line and dying. So as long as they don't do that, they might be in with a shot.
Yeah, we might be seeing these teams playing for the hill, but honestly, I think the Darkwolves, they're playing way too passive to go for the hill tonight. But we have got lots of your standard Mines tank picks here. B Gaming side, we've got the TVP, we've got the Kranwagen, we've got a T50. So it is damage, damage, damage on the B Gaming side. The Darkwolves there, they've got the Kranwagen as well. Again, it almost seems standard now in the meta to have one Kranwagen on each side of the mines, just because it's got that super strong turret. Very, very hard to drive off the mines hill once you get it set up there.
And on the side of Darkwolves, we kind of play with the idea of maybe they'll go for an artillery, but they're going for the next best thing, the grill, for that long-range, high damage.
Yeah.
Jumping into the game here. B Gaming taking 2-0 over Moravanka. Keep in mind that was Darkwolves' pick, so not the way you want to be starting out a series tonight, coming onto Mines. You and I think this is a very clean 2-0 in favor of B Gaming. Let's see how they perform.
Yeah, B Gaming going for the hill very early on here and getting hill control without much of an issue. Caviar maybe trying the boost, but in the meantime, Revolution, I mean, honestly, been spotted, been lit up a little bit. And once the enemy team has control of the hill, you've got to be so careful in pushing
I think he's done
anything anywhere. Like, because everything just gets spotted, everything that is within vision range of the hill just gets completely lit up. Oh, and look at that shot. That shot onto Caviar actually hit the...
yeah, I feel like we didn't even need to commentate that. The in-game was doing it fine.
Yeah.
Pretty much screaming, hey, everything is wrong, help, get out of here.
Exactly.
So yeah, Caviar, he's pretty much lost a lot of his modules there, or at least them damaged. So I don't see him being too much of a useful tank on the field. Revolution also got smashed down to about half. Lambert in the Kranwagen trying to come up, trying to use that high armor hull. Felt safe, but already B Gaming, they just have the positional advantage.
And Lambert is using that frontal turret armor of the Kranwagen, over 200mm thick, of course.
Of course.
Probably one of the, if not the thickest frontal turret armor in the game, or at least the hardest to pen, because it does have that angle on it as well.
Dude, Kranwagen's so thick, Alex.
Oh yeah.
So thick.
It's like a Swedish type of like meatball sub, Kranwagen.
Yeah. It's funny how you got the email too, then it just becomes a Kranwagen.
Yeah, yeah. AKA the mobile crane,
Yeah.
as its name translates to from Swedish. But look, right now, I don't think the Darkwolves are going to be too concerned about that. They're going to be a little bit more concerned about Revolution being on half health, Caviar being on about half health, and this doesn't look like a tight defensive setup from the Darkwolves, because, you know, Lambert, he's a little bit vulnerable up there on the hill. If B Gaming wanted to, they could push into him pretty fast. B Gaming, though, not sure if Tacky's on the boost. Yeah, Tacky is on the boost.
Moving himself on up, we see Gomley's just kind of hanging around the small little village there, so cutting off that avenue of approach if Tacky were to try and go for something cheeky here. But B Gaming just biding their time. They know they have the advantage. All their tanks full HP at the moment. Haven't sustained any damage. Happiness though. Only one who's not pristine.
Yep. Do see Mr. Tacky getting very far forward on that boost. So now all he needs is his... Oh, actually, yeah, he has been spotted. It's interesting. I think it must have been Gomley who spotted him.
Yeah. But what is B Gaming's approach into this? It looks like they're reloading all their autoloaders at the moment, making sure they have full clips.
Yeah. So B Gaming right now, I mean, they do have lots of options. They've got full hill control. So they could do something simple and just rush down the hill, you know, take down Lambert instantly, curve around towards that one flag, and go from there. In fact, this might even be better with a bit of a drawing, I think, Max.
Oh, lay it on us, Alex. I want to see this artistic skills. Finally, we get to see something other than a banana being drawn here.
Well, look, B Gaming, they only have these 3 tanks here, and actually, let's do it in blue. So if they wanted to put a few more tanks up on the hill there, then they could curve down, take down Mr. Kranwagen, curve around there, take out the Bat Chat, and these 2 guys would only have a few little shots on towards them while they're there, which in theory they wouldn't be there for too long. This Bat Chat would go down as well. So the grill, maybe get a few shots. RE251 wouldn't be doing too much. That's one option that B Gaming have. But it's looking like instead they're just going to be trying to maybe assassinate this Bat Chat here.
Looks like the fire's coming through. Spitz and Lambert going to be taking a few shells in the side here. Spitz trying to return, but he's just blind firing. He really has no idea where the pain's coming in from, and he's going to clip himself out with no shells left. You can see on the side there. Who's that? Is that
Tacky, maybe?
Tacky? Yeah, it's hard to read the
Yeah,
exactly. As we're getting confirmation, it is Tacky. He's going to cop a shot here and there though, so maybe biting off more than he can chew.
Oh, actually, yeah. No one else has shots onto Gomley. I'm not too sure why Tacky decided he could solo that. He knew that there was a tank there because he had been spotted previously. So just like that, the Darkwolves actually now have the tank advantage. Gomley only on 118 health though. So
Yeah, Collins just there in the WZ, and here comes Usushan Power in the TVP to finish off Gomley, who's only just become unlit.
yeah, this should be a pretty simple kind of polish off here by Usushan Power in that TVP. But not a great play from Tacky, deciding to take that 1v1 when it was fairly obvious he wouldn't win it.
Questionable.
That's always the danger when you go for that boost, is if you go for it and you spot it, then, you know, Batchat in the exact spot where Gomley was, he's just going to do that. Well, that exact thing that Gomley did and take him down.
Spitz taking a little bit of hurt here. You can see Usushan Power just trying to blind fire through where he thinks Gomley will be hiding. Spitz goes down, Happiness finishes him off, but takes a little bit of pain for his troubles. Revolution also going down very low, lost his driver it seems.
Yeah,
Revolution should do it, and he's going to lose everyone.
Yeah,
oh, the Scoter's on the reload though.
Okay, so this is starting to look really, really good for B Gaming. They have a 3.7 thousand HP advantage. The Darkwolves have absolutely no map control at the moment. Revolution is on the reload. That entire western side of the map belongs to B Gaming.
Usushan Power finally finds it. Revolution goes down to the Scoter as well. T4 picks him up. Back on now. Left all alone in the grill. Can't find a single target to fire on. A grill's worst nightmare.
Exactly. And we can hear lots of pings coming out now, as Lambert there does get spotted out again, and really B Gaming, whenever they want to, they can just pull the trigger, they can go in, and even Happiness here, you know, getting these free shots on towards Yui when he really has no right to. So I think this again is just a matter of slow, cautious play from B Gaming that has gradually whittled down the Darkwolves.
You saw what happened when they tried to play aggressive tack. He just got clipped out by Gomley.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's going to matter too much. Here comes Colin in the WZ to try and get a shot onto Yui. He's going to be copying a few from the Kranvagen and the Batshats, but
yeah, Yui doesn't even want to fire at Colin. You can see him. He was turning his turret to try and take down Shinozaka. So great coordinated push by B Gaming right there.
Colin does finally fall. The grill smacks him down. Lambert's Kranvagen. Couple shots from death. That remains is Batkong in the grill 15. Won't only a matter of time before he finally falls as well. See you later, Lambert.
See you, mate. And yeah, now only Batkong. I thinking about this, I think Batkong would have been a lot better in an artillery piece here on Mines on the defensive side rather than that grill, because that's going to be it. And I don't think Batkong had much of an impact in that one, Max.
Little to none, I'd say, Alex. Any damage that he gets in those post-battle stats, I assume he would get just then when he's just running around shooting, not trying to go for any
pointless
real
damage.
Yeah. Damage. I like it. I like it. So, 3-0 to B Gaming. Darkwolves. It's looking slimmer and slimmer. Time is running out right now. They really need to get their act together, and they just looked all sorts of lost on Mines.
Yeah, this isn't the Darkwolves that wins games. Unfortunately, this is the Darkwolves that has been at the bottom of the ladder for all of the season, for most of Season 1 as well. You know, they just play way too passive. I feel as though that is one of the Darkwolves' biggest problems.
I know.
Is that they don't go in. If they actually go in, they're not bad at focus fire. You know, they do have a bit of team coherence, and they have won games doing that, but then we see them doing stuff like that, which is just like
just waiting to lose. They're just waiting to lose. They're not making any efforts on the map to ensure them a victory. They're just saying, all right, let's just set up and hope that B Gaming throw the game because I don't think we can win this one. And
Yeah.
it's Muravanka, both times on Muravanka. They just did nothing. They just waited, and then all of a sudden they thought, oh, we've lost too many tanks, we've lost too much damage, let's just roll in and lose the game. And that's just how Mines went down as well. We're going to see Taki here, spotted, going for the boost, and Gomley gets the first shot in. So I think,
Yeah,
is he too far gone past the point of no return? He has to go for the fight?
Well, he could have reversed back and got behind the rock, and maybe, you know what it could have been? It could have been that he thought that he had more more kind of team support there, but it was, I think, only the WZ-111 that was helping him out, who obviously not an autoloader, has a bit of a long reload time, so could only get that one shot in towards the bat chat that was taking him down.
This was just a great push by B Gaming.
Great push by B Gaming, and again, this is the issue with the Darkwolves. They sat in those exact same static positions throughout the entirety of the round and never tried to get map control, never tried to, push the map vision. It was an early advantage where B Gaming did spot the AU251 that was going for a bit of a boost, but that's Darkwolves' fault because Darkwolves didn't push the hill. They let B Gaming have the hill, so that's always going to happen.
They're just not contesting anything on the map, and it's you really need map positioning, especially on mines where the hill just dictates the entire pace of the game, and unless you have the artillery to try and counteract that by trying to go for some one-shots, then I really can't see a reason you just completely give it up without even contesting at all.
Yeah.
At least we're not seeing 0 damages coming out of Darkwolves this time around, as we saw a few rounds on Muravanka. Some of their tanks just dropping donuts.
Yeah, dropping the Ds. But that AU251 there, Caviar, didn't have a big impact either. We didn't see many big spots from him. He obviously was the one that got spotted out very early on when trying to make that boost, and ended up not having a big impact.
No.
I think, really, if you're just going to sit super passively like that, well, I suppose they did try and boost him, so you can't really go for the T49. So that kind of answers my own question, I guess, why they went for that over that T49. But look, second half here on Mines, it is the attack. All right, Max, so the Darkwolves, they have to actually attack. Yeah, I would love to see...
You think so?
I'd love to see them go for a hill contest.
They need to. That's just how you win Mines.
It is how you win Mines, Exactly. And I think B Gaming, look, it might be a 50-50 dice roll sometimes when you go for a hill contest, but look, Darkwolves, they're confident in the bat chats. They've got a lot of very strong bat chat players on their lineup. They do play on the Korean server, and almost all of those guys on the Korean server just play bat chat day after day after day. We've got Vicetone, 21,000 games in the bat chat. It is a very popular tank over there. So, get into the bat chats, get into the TVPs, rush the hill.
Yeah, and it seems so simple and sounds so simple to as a game plan and a strategy coming into here. So it's always, why aren't they doing it? What's stopping them? What's that doubt in their mind that they're thinking, oh, we're not going to go for this one. Let's try to play this. Let's try to play that. Let's just wait them out. War of attrition. Go for some chip damage. And it's just not working time and time again.
It isn't. So, look, well, maybe it'll work in this next half here if they try and change things up a little bit. I'm certainly hoping it will because, well, we want to see more tanking, don't we, guys? But remember, of course, while we're watching this tanking, to get involved with the chat, get involved. We will be running polls throughout the day on live.wgleague.net. And,
get amongst it, boys.
Absolutely. If you end up answering 5 of those polls and watching the stream for a while, then you do enter our WGL APAC Pro Tanker Week 5 quest and go in the running to win 200 gold and 1 day of premium.
Not a bad little haul just for tuning into the stream and answering some polls, but we have the tanks lineups ready and
there you go.
Interesting.
Yeah, okay, so I'm actually very interested, particularly to the Darkwolves side, because they've got the STRV. They've got that S-Tank there on the attack, which we very rarely see on Mines, rather, and even more rarely see it on the attack. Yeah, I think we've seen it.
I think back to Madhouse, just hiding all the way at the back.
Yeah, you're right.
Just to the left, around that, where is it, the 4A?
Yeah.
I think he was there.
Yep. So it'll be interesting to see how they're going with it. But look, already I'm
That's on the
liking
hill.
this. I'm liking this from the Darkwolves. They are going to be
stuff,
going for
boys.
the hill. And they're pushing their S-Tank actually very aggressively up as well. So I wonder where they're going to be like sitting that one. Very interesting. Spitz is going to be in that one, and he's made his way pretty much up the hill.
Yeah, it looks like he just wants to kind of maybe get that little bit of height advantage to poke over the natural incline. Not doing any damage to T4 at the mo.
Yeah, wow. Very interesting to see an STRV up here. And look, it does make it super, super hard for B Gaming to really try and contest this hill if Spitz knows how to play his S-Tank properly. Because just like that, look, a shot goes through him, he gets a perfect shot, and these guys aren't even shooting at him because they know he can't. So I actually really like this if Spitz can survive.
Yeah, the test is on now because the double mouse threat has made its way up. Spitz, he's just surviving here. You'd think he
The
was
entire
the one in the
team's
heavy
there
tank.
and he's still
Oh,
alive!
my lord. I don't know for how much longer Tiltil comes through. Taki is the one to finish him off, but that's going to be the S-Tank going down here. Now, Yui in the firing line. He gets taken very, very low, considerably low here. Somehow still alive on 200 HP. Batkong up on the hill, the last member. To try and contest that one. Happiness should have no trouble clipping him out when he comes around here.
Yeah, look at that. Batkong is, well, not going to be going down just yet because he got tracked just as he started to fall down. The momentum was
Heartbreaking.
not enough.
Heartbreaking.
Not great there for Mr. Batkong, and just like that, I thought it was going really well for the Darkwolves, but suddenly B Gaming have the tank advantage. They've taken down 2 of the Darkwolves so far, and in saying that, the HP advantage is still in the Darkwolves' favour here, Max.
Yeah, well, they did exactly what they needed to do. They didn't want to allow Spitz to just set up and get free shots time and time again. So what did they do? They sent all 7 bloody tanks to contest him. And he did God's work there. He was dishing out the damage.
Yeah,
While
100%.
surviving against 7 threats. Obviously, he goes down immediately, but I want to see how much damage he did before he went down. Because if Darkwolves win this, then it's all on him.
Yeah, he definitely played a massive, massive part there in delaying that push, and he just took so many shells. Almost would have liked to see a little bit more shells coming out of the Darkwolves, but look, they have got, you know, this mouse down. Well, Otori's mouse completely down now. Colin's mouse down to 1300 health. So really, now these mouses are starting to kind of show their weaknesses a little bit. Now that the map is kind of spread out a little bit, now that there's lots of threats coming in from lots of different directions, I find it harder to deal with.
Yeah, this could very well go in Darkwolves' favor. They just need to not succumb themselves to the same issues that they've been having this series, and that's just complacency. They are on the attack, so at least they have that fire that's been lit under them to encourage aggressive play here. We'll have to see how B Gaming can defend, though, because here comes the TVP.
Yeah. All right, now Taki's just looking out on the coast there. I have no idea what he's firing at, maybe blind firing, but no one is there. We can see Caviar doing maybe a nice little boost, potentially.
We really want to get the TVP up here and maybe clip out Usashan Power or Happiness, or even the mouse, but just biding his time.
Yeah. There's Colin there in the mouse just getting the reload happening. And obviously Caviar doesn't really want to push out like from this position while Usashan Power is looking at him, because Usashan Power will just unload 4 shots in towards him and completely decimate him.
Revolution could be going for a flank here.
Yeah, Revolution's looking pretty good.
Wonder, he's in a full HP Batcher, so if he gets in,
there we
like
go.
That, he gets a kill into T4.
And suddenly that opens up the hill here. So now Lambert can come up the hill without taking any free damage from any of the B Gaming guys, and he should be able to start getting some shots in towards that mouse. That mouse take about 3 shots to take down from that Kranwagen. So I think it's just a matter of time now before the Darkwolves pull the trigger and go.
Yeah, it's going to be a race. Can Happiness or Revolution enter the fight first? And I think it's going to be Revolution. Lambert does take a few shots here and there, but so does Colin. Happiness finds a kill onto Yui. It's going to be an absolute bloodbath going down to the wire. The second mouse has fallen. Revolution picks that one up. Lambert as well. They have 3 shots between the two of them. Gomley and Caviar taking some damage out of the B Gaming roster. They need to get these autoloaders in and start doing work. Usa on the reload. Happiness and Taki find the kill onto Caviar.
Oh yeah, and look at that, 1 shot away from Taki going down, and Revolution not going to use his last shot on towards him, but Lambert does. 2v2 right now. B-Gaming not looking too healthy, but Darkwolves on the other hand are getting the reload. And B-Gaming are not going to be able to use this reload to their advantage. Usually Shanpari does have 4 shots in the clip, but by the time he gets back up again, that Kranwagen and the batch out of the the Darkwolves will be reloaded. So, and I like that from Revolution. They're getting a cheeky spot, even though he's not reloaded. So keeping eyes on the map.
They're utilizing the time, but remember, 4 minutes left on the clock for Darkwolves, so they're on the attack. They still have to be the ones to hunt out the remaining members of B Gaming. All B Gaming have to do is run and hide. Hopefully Lambert can make this decline well. He does it without losing any damage or tracking himself.
It's always good for Mr. Lambert, but
Happiness unlit.
yeah, look, 3 minutes and 30 seconds, so there is still quite a bit of time here for the Darkwolves to play with. Revolution in his bat chat, still full HP. So honestly, if Revolution wanted here, he could just go out and 1v1 Yusishan Power with relative ease.
I wonder if they'll get themselves on the 1 flag, forcing the hand from B Gaming. It seems to be the most logical choice at the moment, since they have the HP pool advantage.
I don't know, I mean, yeah, it wouldn't be a bad idea to get on a flag and start getting some pressure going. They do know where both of those B Gaming members are, and they aren't around the 1 flag. It's looking like instead Revolution maybe just wanting to finish off Happiness by himself. There's 2 shots from Revolution and Happiness will be going down.
Yeah, it's going to be a long rotate though. Happiness moving himself all the way over. Revolution though, he's smelt the blood in the water and he's looking for it. If he finds Happiness, he has spotted him. Happiness has to be careful. Gets the first shot.
Good.
Revolution misses 1. Usa Power now knows another shot coming out of Happiness.
Good, that was good.
That was
Good
a
there
great
from
trade out of
Happiness.
Happiness. He just gets 800 damage in for free.
And he knows to reload now as well. So,
For a cheeky poke.
Very cheeky.
It's
Okay.
on the 2 flag.
It's on the 2 flag, but we only have 2 minutes left, so not convinced about this one here from the Darkwolves. No, B Gaming are playing this well.
Happiness almost off the reload now. This is going to come down to the absolute seconds. The shot doesn't connect for Usa Power. He gets that one. 2 shots left. Happiness is now reloaded.
Yeah,
So
that's really good.
close on a knife edge. Usa Power going to go for 1 last reload here, but here comes Revolution. He may have picked a bad time to do so. Happiness has been spotted out. He doesn't know where Revolution's coming from. Now Lambert from the other side as well. I think Happiness, he's not long for this world. He still has no idea where the threat's going to be coming through. He's going to get shot in the back. Finally,
no,
he sees
doesn't
where it's
react
there.
fast
Oh,
enough.
he goes down. That is going to be B Gaming losing their second last member. Last player left alive is Usa Power. 4 shots, but he's going up against a Kranwagen. Should be game here, Alex.
Yeah, he should be able to take out the Kranwagen, but I think he just tracked him in that first shot. Oh, yeah, there we go. But now he just has to run. He literally just has to bail, and I'm not sure he's going to be able to bail from a bat chat.
No,
so
I think you're right.
Yeah. Yeah,
Revolution's
that's it.
right there. 1 shot's all
Oh.
it takes. Darkwolves manage to get themselves around under their belt on mines, to say the least.
That was a fun one, actually.
That was good. That came down to the wire.
Yeah, a bit of a Benny Hill chase at the end there. I like
You
that
can run,
one.
but you can't hide.
Yeah.
B Gaming. So, Darkwolves, they're making it a series. They're not rolling over here, Alex. It is still a very uphill battle, but guess what? They fought on the hill this time, so they're not afraid of that hill.
Exactly.
They're going to make the climb.
Will you look at that, Darkwolves, when you actually push in and don't just sit at the back with heavy tanks. You win games. Funny that.
It is.
But
It's mind-blowing stuff.
mind-blowing, exactly. You know, lots of things are mind blowing here in WGL APAC, like you know, the fact that you can push and actually win games, the fact that when TCZ pick on Prokhorovka and S-Tank and use Madhouse to play it, they win games as well. Lots of
Simple stuff as well.
lots of simple stuff.
It's all fundamentals here, Alex. We're not speaking in riddles.
ABCs.
Easy as 1, 2, 3.
Easy as 1, 2, 3. Exactly. But look, that wasn't that easy for the Darkwolves to pull off a win.
It's 1 to 3 at the moment as well, in terms of score.
There you go. All planned. All planned.
It's like we rehearse these shows.
Yeah. Well,
You can't rehearse that, guys. But no, look, great stuff coming out of Darkwolves.
Yeah.
I really want to see them coming into Ghost Town, I think it is, on the next map to at least show up here.
Yeah, exactly. And look, what went so well for the Darkwolves here was this in the beginning. Like, look how many shots Spitz took. He's already taken like 1 million. And then I think another shot missed, you know, another shot didn't finish him off. Then finally Tack finished him off. And by that time, the T-49's fired. Tacky only has 1 shell left in the clip. The Mouses are on reload.
I can't believe Revolution got through there unspotted.
Yeah, that was honestly a bit of a mistake from Happiness to not spot him out. That was a bit of misplay. Because if Happiness had spotted him out, then it could have been B Gaming's game.
Really? Because he could have got a few shots on the while he has that height advantage, not to mention the rocks to hide behind. And of course, Revolution and Lambert being the last 2 alive, getting themselves a huge amount of damage here.
Yep, that was good. We did see UC Shan Power. Again, you know, one of the big stars there for B Gaming. He gave it a good crack with 2.6k damage in his TVP. Happiness there in the bat chat, 2.4k. And, well, Colin in the mouse, he actually did a little bit of work as well with 1920 damage. I wasn't expecting that high, but he's kind of made his tank pick just about justified.
Yeah. I really want to see how the S-Tank fared, though.
Yeah,
in terms of damage dealt when you're under such pressure from 7 tanks just barreling down upon you.
Yeah, and I don't think the other mouse from B Gaming will be too
far
high. Yeah, 0. When a
What do you know, Alex?
When a 3,000 HP tank deals 0 damage, you know something's a little bit wrong.
Yep, Spitz just dishing out 1.6 and in...
That's pretty good.
Considering the circumstance,
Yeah,
yes.
he got 1.6 damage out after rushing the hill and getting literally focus fired by 7 tanks from B Gaming. You can't complain about that.
5 shots out, 5 shots connect.
So, really, after seeing that S-Tank, and after seeing how honestly successful it was, if it got 1.6k damage out in a minute, imagine what it can do in 10 minutes sort of thing on the hill. Like, I would almost like to see it used a little bit more there on mines, but used
Innovation,
aggressively, like the Darkwolves have used it. Because when we saw Coalition Zoo pick their S-Tank, like you said, Mount House, he was sitting back at A4. He was playing very passively. He was pretending it was a grill sort of thing. But an aggressive tank destroyer like that obviously works a treat as well.
Good to see Darkwolves pulling out something interesting here and getting themselves a win. A much-needed win on Mines. We really didn't expect to see that one coming. We both thought they would be leaving the second map down 0-4, but now down 3-1 on Ghost Town as our next map here. It's going to be a very interesting one because this is a map that's built from the ground up for competitive, so usually it favors the better team. So this could be B Gaming's opportunity to close it out here.
Could be. Could be to, go 2-0 here on our next map. But, I mean, I don't know. Ghost Town, it is a map that I feel as though the Darkwolves, they can win on. They are slightly more comfortable in those heavy tanks, which we see often on Ghost Town. You know, the only thing is, on the Ghost Town defense, last time we saw them play it, Backcon picked the artillery piece, and they didn't have a UDES. And for those that don't know, the UDES is just so strong on the Ghost Town defense because you can sit it up on that hill right on the spawn of the defenders and just rain down shots. It's essentially an artillery in itself, but with, you know, 2,000 plus damage per minute. So,
and not to mention the guaranteed hit. If
exactly.
So accurate in that position. So pretty much we've seen it exclusively being used on the defense and by pretty much every team that is on the defense. Usually teams that are good for that, they have something different in their mind. They might want to be contesting more aggressive to flag in the I-251 or the Batshot AP to go for the little scouting runs here and there. But I expect these two teams, I don't know, Darkwolves, we've seen them with the artillery. It works sometimes, but I would expect them to go for the UDES.
Yeah.
this time around.
I would expect
Whichever
them to as well,
team's on defense.
I would say. Yeah, the UDES wouldn't be surprised. But, I mean, if they don't, well, sucks to be them.
Oh.
And they do go for the UDES.
Smart
So that is good. That is exactly smart play. And I wonder if it'll be Spitz again in the UDES, because he obviously played the S-Tank there and was quite good with it. And that's one of the things with the Swedish tank destroyers. It's like, even though it's an UDES, you typically might not put your tier 8 player into
That's
the
right.
UDES unless they actually know it. You put your player who knows how to play the Swedish tanks into it.
It's a very interesting dynamic that the UDES and the S-Tank have added to these map pools
Yeah.
here. It's completely changed the way teams play Ghost Town. They have, like, pretty much every attacking team has to keep it in the back of their heads that they're going to be constantly under duress from a... As it looks like it will be Caviar in it this time around.
Caveat. Okay.
So back on going in the AMX 50B, Spitz in the Batshot 25T.
Fair enough. Look, right now, let's take a look at where they're rolling out to. B Gaming are going to be heading down south from the looks of things, so for a bit of a southern two-flag kind of city push, I guess. And we do have that boost going up there for Caviar. Darkwolves, though, again, I want to say a pretty standard defensive setup. We've got lots of these tanks just around, some good corners here in the town. Lambert's guarding out the two flag. Gomley was ready for any shenanigans on the one flag if that were to happen, and Spitz is sat out there in his bat chat, ready to make a flank and guard off against any flanks.
Darkwolves here on the defense, fresh off a win on Mines. They've got themselves that UDES up on the hill. Pretty much everything they want. They can play slow, they can play calm. Now, let's see if their communications reflect that as we jump on with a listen in with the Darkwolves.
밑으로 죽션 들어.
여기서 5공비 싸워야겠다. 이렇게 싸우자 그냥.
확인.
얘 많이 힘드네. 반절 찔려가지고 얘네 도망갈 거.
뭐야? 근데 램버트 어떻게 죽은 거야?
5공비.
5공비
궤도 컷. 아 굳혔다. 빼자. 이거 못한다. 우리 이로비 숙칠 쪽으로 넘어갈까? 아예 빼자.
위에.
아 빼라고. 이거 싸우면 안 돼. 싸우면 안 돼. 빼.
한 대만 맞아줘. 안돼. 글로 가면
맞아주려고 이렇게 할 수 있는.
11114인데. 그치.
일사있네.
아 이게
실수했다.
좀 더 빨리 했어야 되는데.
근데 이거는
로비를 주고
완벽하게
위로 도는 게 맞았다 원래대로. 말한 대로.
완벽하게 갇혀가지고 힘들었다.
Seems like the Darkwolves just didn't have B Gaming's number this time on Ghost Town. They're going to be losing 3 of their tanks while we were listening in. Once again, coughing seems to be plaguing them again. Hopefully that's nothing too serious and they can fix that. Because when we saw them winning, it was nice, clear, clean comms this time. But not this time around. It seems Revolution should fall Spitz as well. Yeah, Gomley just getting rammed to death. One more shot out of Muller. Gonna pick up that one. Caviar, last player left alive in the UDES, full HP, but he's aiming up as high as he can, letting off some fireworks.
Yeah, poor old Caviar. Look, that's obviously not worked quite so well for the Darkwolves there, with all of B Gaming still alive by sizable margins as well. Yeah, really, B Gaming just reacted very well to that.
Yeah, that was very one-sided on Ghost Town. It just really didn't look like Darkwolves had a shot. They were in a good position. They had the UDES up on the hill. They had all their tanks pretty much laid out well. But I think what it came down to was I think we got a brief clip of the UDES trying to take it out of Batshot, and he was just missing shot after shot after shot.
Yeah, obviously the UDES needed to be hitting shots there, and I don't think the Darkwolves were in the perfect position to guard out from that specific road that B Gaming pushed down as well. You know, we saw, I think it was Caviar maybe in his AMX 50B for the Darkwolves, just, you know, bailing back around the corner rather than maybe staying in the fight for a little bit longer, unloading a clip and then bailing. You know, so there was not much damage coming out of the Darkwolves early on, and we did see as well that damage was all split across B Gaming's lineup. They didn't focus fire too well, and yeah, didn't really come close for the Darkwolves.
Well, keep in mind, this is actually the first time that B Gaming have won a round on Ghost Town in Season 2 here, so congratulations to them. Yeah. They're just dropping zeros. They've lost all the defense, lost all the attacks, and
Well,
it's
you're not
actually
wrong.
Darkwolves that are looking good here. So pretty surprising stuff, actually.
Very surprising to see, but look, I think it just shows.
More surprised at the initial statistics rather than B Gaming beating out Darkwolves. I feel like B Gaming should be good on Ghost Town, but like Jordan said yesterday, statistics they tell us the story, but not every part of the story. We don't know who they lost to. A lot of very strong teams do tend to favor Ghost Town, and B Gaming looked quite weak in the first half of the season.
Yeah. Anyways,
These things
look,
happen.
very solid play there from the guys on B Gaming. Let's take a look at how it kind of unfolded. So we saw B Gaming push all the way out there. Shinozaka and Muller making a great flank. And great focus fire here from B Gaming. At this point, it was all done. You know, Shinozaka and Muller had just unleashed all of their clips in towards the side of those Darkwolves tanks. And they pushed in at the right time. They had the right tanks to do it. Wasn't really much that the Darkwolves could respond with, I guess.
No, they were just completely caught off guard. With no really counter-attack planned, B Gaming got in with their AMX 50Bs, and you can see all three of them dishing extreme amounts of damage and just completely clipped out their opponent's ones.
Yep. Yusishan Power in that AMX 50B and Taki dealing 2.7 thousand damage in those ones. Riku Sam 2.4k as well. So a very quick round there from B Gaming. And Spitz the only one from the Darkwolves. And I did like Spitz's position there in the bat chat. All the way out on the western side of the map, kind of getting ready for a flank. He was able to put some shells in before he dropped into those bat chats and AMX 50Bs of B Gaming when they pushed around. So he was in a nice little defensive position, but the rest of Darkwolves not so much, as we can see there.
Yui just succumbed to the amount of damage at the start of the game, going 0 shots fired, 0 damage dealt, really just not having a chance, and Snowball's chance in hell to dish any damage out onto Ghost Town. Poor stuff. Hopefully their attacking side is a little bit stronger here.
Hopefully.
It better be, because their defense looked very, very weak.
100%. Look, I think it is one for they need to come back now, otherwise they will lose it out in this next one. So, look, the attacking side for the Darkwolves, their defense has never been good from memory.
True.
Yeah, they don't have over a 50% win rate on it. So the attacking side here, maybe they'll be able to just go with something standard, go with some more MX 50Bs, maybe throw in an E100 or two in there, even though I don't really like the E100, so maybe let's not do that. Throw in a Kranwagen in there and maybe a Mouse, and head towards the one flag, maybe some tier 9 heavy tanks.
Yeah. There's just so many things I would like to see Darkwolves do better, and we saw that one time they did it. It was on Mines. They get in there, they get aggressive, they get strong, they strong arm themselves in. They don't allow themselves to be pushed around, and I don't know. But you said you'd like to see some heavy tanks out of Darkwolves, and I think you've got your wish, Alex.
Wow, there we go. So I did actually say U100s, and I reverted back, but Darkwolves must not have heard me there because they are going really heavy here on the attacking side of Ghost. And they've got 3 100 super heavies, 2 Conquerors, which I like that. The British tier 9 heavy tank, 1 T57 heavy, and a bat chat.
As Marty McFly would say, that's heavy, man.
It's heavy, man, absolutely. So really, if the Darkwolves just do like a one flag city push with this, then I think it's going to be really hard for B Gaming to try and contest, because B Gaming have all of those AMX 50Bs. They've got the bat chat as well and the air mill, so many auto loaders on the B Gaming side, which just don't fare quite so well with these super heavies.
Yeah, we'll have to see if Darkwolves can abuse this. Really come out with a win here, so making their way up to that 2 flag. No Udes on the side of B Gaming to defend on the hill here, so it looks like it's just going to be a straight brawl.
Yeah, that's exactly what the Darkwolves want here. They just want a straight brawl, and Shinozaka getting some very sneaky shots on towards the Conqueror there.
Revolution taking a few as well.
Oh, and he just had to use the repair kit as well to repair that ammo rack. So overall, a good bit of RNG early on for the B Gaming guys.
They're going to need to take this one out because, like you said, in their straight-up fight, the autoloaders, they're going to sink all their damage into an E100, and it's still going to be barreling forward.
Yeah, that's right. And we can see T4 there. He's kind of right at the front of that line. B Gaming, look, they're set up in a as good as they can be in terms of defensive
This
positions.
is scary. A wave of E100s is coming forward to B Gaming. How are they going to respond here?
Yeah, well, those E100s really need to make sure they're hitting every shot, and it looks like they're going to respond by flanking behind them in the AMX-50Bs.
Oh, that is just perfect positioning out of the Darkwolves here. Revolution goes down, and now Caviar and Lambert with no backup in sight have just been left out to dry like dirty washing right now. Caviar, he's going to go down. Tacky does fall. The Conqueror picks up an AMX-50B, but once T4 gets himself off the reload, should have quite an easy time finishing off Caviar. There he goes. Now Lambert, 1 versus 1, but they've already lost both their E100s, 2 of them rather, and now here come the rest of B Gaming's forces.
Yeah, look at this. Darkwolves having lost 2 of those E100s so far. Spitz actually did just come off the reload and emptied another clip, so he's starting to put out some pretty heavy damage, but I just think it's not quite enough to take down these B Gaming tanks right now.
Yeah.
B Gaming still with 6 up.
Well, Shinozaka does go down, but here comes Rikosama, fully loaded. MX-50B gets the kill onto Spitz. Now he's got his sights set onto Batkong. Can he land the shots? Finds one. Yui does get the kill on Usashan Power, but look at 25 health on Gomli, 120 on Batkong. I think it's fair time to call this one. B Gaming taking out Darkwolves 5-1. Alex, your backflip prediction serving you well tonight, my friend.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. And, well, look, the Darkwolves there, they didn't have a bad tank pick setup, but at the end of the day, when B Gaming pull off that amazing flank right behind those E100s, that is the E100's kryptonite. And I don't know where the rest of those Darkwolves heavy tanks actually were, because there was 3 E100s sort of out on their own with no one guarding their rears.
I know.
There was a Conqueror out in the back, like a batch at who knows where.
That just seems to be what's plaguing Darkwolves tonight. It's very poor coordination. It seems like half that when you're going to be rolling with that strategy, you send the 3 100s out. You got to be watching the flank, because you got to think, how do we lose this? How do we lose this push? Oh, we lose the push when the autoloaders flank behind us and completely cripple us, because an E100 is not very good at turning around, Alex. And
No.
that's exactly what they lost to. They didn't have a contingency plan.
Exactly. So, I mean, yeah, the Darkwolves there, they just didn't think that one through, and
No.
props to B Gaming for making that play, because if they hadn't made that triple flank around play, then the E100s would have done what E100s are designed to do. They would have just poked out, got like one trade, won the trade, because an E100 does 750 damage, pop back behind the corner again against those auto loaders. So for B Gaming to make that move, and for Darkwolves to not defend against it, very good move from B Gaming.
No, really great stuff out of B Gaming. 5-1. Very dominating way to take out this series, and they're looking stronger every single week, and it's great to see. They're finally going to be able to start. This win really helps them push themselves forward into that top 5 bracket, because right now, 6th, they're not looking like a 6th place team at the moment. They're looking stronger than that, Alex.
They are looking quite a bit stronger than that B Gaming. Well, let's take a look at some of the top players in that one. And this was it, those 3 AMX-50Bs just coming behind and absolutely obliterating Revolution, targeting Caviar after that. He went down. Look, that was some very solid play there from the guys on B Gaming. And after that, they kept their tanks dealing damage. As soon as those AMX-50Bs were on the reload, they got right back into the thick of it. And yeah, unfortunately for the Darkwolves, just couldn't quite contend.
Really solid stuff coming out of Big M here. Expect the coming weeks to reflect that as well. These guys are on a streak, and I don't see it stopping anytime soon. Ricky Sam, Til Matil in the WZ dealing 3k damage as well. Usashan Power up there. Standing tall with the autoloaders. Til back on those lower tier tanks, and it's paying off.
Yeah, Til doing. I mean, it's not often that we see him second place on the damage stats. So, look, props to Til for getting a 3k damage in the WZ111. Really did some work. Muller as well, 2,000 damage in his Emil E2. We had Spitz. Look, Spitz in that T57, he did a little bit of work. Good to see Batkong in the match. Chatted a little bit, but I didn't really notice his impact on the fight. Those Conquerors worked really well. The E100s did nothing.
Yeah.
Really.
Well, they weren't in position. They weren't in position to ever be able to do anything if you just going to let them die
Yeah.
without having some type of rebuttal. You need to be watching the flank. You need to say to yourself, how do we lose this game? I think we lose if the E100s get flanked and go, all right, cool. Let's not let the E100s get flanked. Let's cut off that avenue of approach. And they didn't do that. The E100s got flanked and they lost.
Simple as that, I think. So, look, 1-5 to B Gaming right there. And Darkwolves, I really would have expected them to
You
put
did
up a bit
yesterday,
of a show.
Alex.
I did yesterday. Before seeing B Gaming play, my initial prediction was 5-3 to the Darkwolves. But the B
Would have
Gaming...
looked silly, mate.
Exactly. But the B Gaming that's shown up today is a very strong B Gaming.
You're right.
And, you know, this is the B Gaming that you know, came second in Season 1.
Yeah, and they're well on their way to getting a little bit higher on the leaderboard than they're entitled to. Usashan, Power Taki, and Shinozaka, your top 3 damage dealers of the day. And really no surprise to see Usashan Power up there because he's just one of their star tankers.
He is a star. Absolutely. Usashan Power, the best tanker on B Gaming by a fair margin. I think it's safe to say, based on how many games he just carries and does so well in. And tonight he's been like a team player in terms of helping his team out and still putting out a lot of damage, but you've got to give him a shout out. So apart from that,
The Lamb solid as always.
Lambert, yeah, Lambert doing all right. No Caviar to be seen up the top.
Oh, there he
bottom.
is. We looked at Caviar
Yeah.
at the top of the show to be our consistent player
Well,
for this time of Darkwolves, and we can't really call you the consistent player, Caviar, when you're not playing well.
no,
well,
that
not
was...
You can play consistently bad, I guess, but he plays consistently well, and he didn't tonight.
Yeah, that's a bit disappointing
Uncharacteristic
for Mr. Caviar.
Uncharacteristic.
And I mean, Backong, again, we didn't really see Backong in the Arty at all tonight. So I felt as though for some maps, maybe even, I don't know, maybe even Mines could have been a little bit better served in the artillery, you know. Anyways, he didn't, so can't complain.
Really great win out of B Gaming, expecting them to continue this streak and get themselves even further up the leaderboard. But coming up next, we have the return of the grudge match. EL Gaming taking on Team Efficiency. Last time these two teams took to the battlefield, it was a massive upset. Team Efficiency taking that one away. So will EL Gaming be back with a vengeance, or can Team Efficiency keep that streak hot? We'll be back in 10 minutes, and that's when you guys will find out.